Okay, so I'm going to deal with a slightly, different topic in terms of diet in IEM. So there are a lot of myths around IEM. Like as soon as someone is suspecting IEM, the first thing they will do is they'll stop breast milk, and that breast milk will never be reintroduced later. And it also will be told to the mother that your milk was poison to the baby. Someone like would have told somewhere, okay, and that will go into the mind of the mother. She will never ever produce milk because once she thinks that no, her milk only harmed a little one, so that strongly stays in her mind. Okay, so I want to kind of demystify some of the concepts in IEM. Let us keep it kind of simple. Only one case scenario I have put. So we know that I think I'll go. Okay, so this is a spectrum of IEM in a 2-year period. So if some of the pediatricians who are here, if they think that they will not see IEM in their lifetime, it is not true. Definitely you will see. We have been seeing for a longer time because of the consanguinity, endogamous, etc. It is kind of hidden somewhere. Now we are kind of starting to diagnose more because of the available facility. Definitely genetic diagnosis முன்னாடி விட இப்ப நிறைய பேர் ஜெனட்டிக் டயக்னோசிஸ் வராங்களே. So we know that it can be kind of diagnosed early. These are some of our metabolic stars who are follow up in the metabolic clinic. So my objective is just to elucidate the dietary principles in IEM. So they are kind of inseparable combination. How Tom and Jerry are there. And if you have to see Lalita Batmini, you would have heard like those era. So diet, IEM, they are kind of inseparable combo. You cannot kind of separate both of them. So for those who are not knowing what is an IEM, you have substrate. So substrate can be a protein, can be a lipid, or it can be a carbohydrate. It gets broken down to product, right? In the cell, it happens. Okay, there is no problem with the digestion. We should not get confused with digestion. It's happening at the cell level. So one of the enzyme or cofactor only does this particular thing of converting a substrate to a product. If this is absent, then what will happen? The substrate will build up and it causes some toxic effect, or it gets converted into another metabolite that also builds up and causes some toxic accumulation, or the product is deficient which causes energy failure. So this is only IEM. Whatever IEM you are seeing, either it is due to energy deficiency or building up of substrate which causes problem. Okay, so majority of the time you would have heard antenatal scans were normal, baby was normal delivery, shifted to mother side. On day 2, day 3, baby was little lethargic, shifted back to NICU, and then it proceeds, right? That is how you would have diagnosed IEM. It's like a traffic jam where there is a lot of vehicles kind of get accumulated after the traffic signal. If you think that will I ever see IEM or metabolic disorder, I would say yes. If you are caring for a neonate, you are caring for a childhood group, you will definitely see IEM in your career. Okay, as I said, like there are like protein, carbohydrate and lipid. Proteins are made up of amino acids. We have been talking about protein hydrolysate. That means like simple amino acid or converting into amino acids. So there can be problem with amino acid breakdown, which we call it as amino acid disorder, or it can be something like an organic acid, or in the process ammonia is produced. Okay, so that has to detoxify and it will be urea cycle disorder. So these are the common disorder which we see in newborn. Fat, there can be problem with the oxidation. Okay, so treatment modality, that is also very simple. How is it simple? You have substrate which is very high, so decrease the substrate. There is a deficient metabolite, provide a deficient metabolite. There is a enzyme activity which is low or the cofactor which is less, increase the enzyme activity. Or there is some metabolites which is building up, right? So decrease the toxic metabolites. This is the principle. So in this, where is the diet? To decrease the substrate, you have diet. Okay, because diet is something which you are giving. Okay, you cannot give ad libitum totally like how a normal baby is. So you need to tackle in such a way that it does not cause any harm. At the same time, it promotes the growth of the baby. You cannot deprive the child totally of nutrient breast milk. Okay, so let's go through only one scenario. Wherein first born of third degree concerners discharged home on day 3. We admitted on day 9 of life. Okay, baby was encephalopathy. We say there's something called as GALAC. In that, like ketones were positive, and the MRI and MRS were suggestive of what is known as MSUD, which is maple syrup urine disease. Okay, so if you see the leucine levels, that is the one which is we talked about, right? There will be increased metabolite. So leucine is the metabolite here that is built up, and it is in 2000. Okay, so yeah. I just want to play the video. Okay, this is a sick baby who is there in the NICU. You can see the baby is arching. Okay, it's a MSUD baby. The same baby on follow-up, you can see the improvement, how like nicely she is looking. Okay, so it is all how we treat, they can become normal. Okay, so what do we do in diet? So you need to calculate weight. Okay, you need to calculate how much is the energy, and you need to know two types of protein in our protein disorder. One is natural protein. Where is the natural protein come from? Mother's milk, okay, breast milk. The another one is what we call it as synthetic protein. To make it understand, natural protein versus synthetic protein is the protein which you get from special formula. Okay, if it is MSUD, what should not be present? Leucine is the one which is very high, and it is only causing problem in the brain. So leucine should not be there. So that particular formula, MSUD formula, if you take, we will demonstrate to you like some of the formulas of IEM. But if that is there, MSUD formula, what will not be there in the content? Leucine will not be there. None of the branched chain amino acids will be there. It will not be having leucine, but it will have other amino acid added as amino acid. But what we have to remember is the nutritive value of amino acid content is very less compared to the nutritive value of a natural protein, right? The nutritive value is very less because it is broken down to amino acids. Even my previous speakers were mentioning this. They were having less nutritive value compared to your whole protein. Okay, so you need to quantify how much of special formula I should give, how much of breast milk I should give. So majority of the time what happens is breast milk, it is strongly taken as okay, no, and the children will be only on special formula alone. What will happen if they are only on special formula? They will also have leucine, which is also essential amino acid, which is deficient. It should be in very less quantity. Okay, we should keep on measuring and we should maintain the level. Is that okay? சிம்பிளா சொல்லணும்னா என்ன அமினோ ஆசிட் நம்ம டார்கெட் பண்றோமோ அந்த டார்கெட் லெவலை ரீச் பண்ணணுமே தவிர அது ஜீரோவா வரணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. So what happens is when you deprive the baby of breast milk, the muscle will get loosened. That will again increase the losing. So you will never overcome the catabolic state. One of the important aspect of IEM is to break the catabolic state. You have to break the catabolic state and promote anabolism. Understood? Okay, so you have to have a quantified amount of breast milk. How will the mother get breast milk? You have to, even when the baby is admitted very sick in the NICU, you should tell the mother, please pump milk and save the milk and store the milk. We will be using your milk on later stage. If you leave like that, what will happen? She will dry out. The secretion will not come because the brain will realize that no longer the secretion is needed. So you should encourage whenever a sick child is, this will be applicable even for abdominal distension or sometime you are keeping nilperoral very briefly. You should encourage the mother to keep on expressing milk. Plus you have to have special formula. So the special formula available here is from Meta Nutrition special formula. And you also have some of the special foods available in terms of low protein biscuits, etc. Okay, so you have to have a follow-up. You should not leave the child with that losing just like that. For diet, you have to have a follow-up. So this one, which was in 2000, what was the final value? It has come to less than 500, which is a very good metabolic control. Okay, so like how you will calculate protein energy ratio for your TPM and all, you have to calculate energy protein ratio for IEM also. Okay. So some of the other aspects are when they are having protein, like urea cycle disorder, etc. The children itself will be aversion for protein because they know that little bit they take high protein, they have that nausea and vomiting sensation. So they themselves will avoid having high protein. So you should distribute the protein in such a way that it is spread across the whole of the day, not at one particular point. Okay. So as I said, neonatal, very simple. Like once the acute phase is over, then you put on some breast milk plus special formula. Special formula, how will you get? You have to order and it will come for courier in 2 days time. Till that point of time, you can put some IV fluids and keep. Okay. So there are set targets for other, specific disorders. If it is phenylketonuria, phenylalanine level should be. I'm not going to go into detail and bore you, but I'm saying there is something you can always use a 8. What should be the level? Okay, am I reaching that level? You should see. Okay, so this misconception, I want to take it out. Breastfeeding is contraindicated. It has good nutritive value. All amino acids are less. I'm not saying that it is in all the EM you can give. There are 2 conditions where you need to be. One is galactosemia because it has lactose. It is contraindicated. Breast milk is contraindicated. No doubts. Some infantile onset VLCAT. Previously we used to say 0 breast milk. Now they are allowing some 10 ml per kg of breast milk. Even the society has kind of promoted to give very little amount of breast milk. Even in infantile onset, what I say is fat disorder, long chain fatty acid disorders. Okay, so this is a baby who got referred like very, perianal excoriation, etc. With breast milk, it all disappeared. Okay, so we know that these are propionic acidemia, multiple carboxylase, citrullinemia, all managed with quantified amount of breast milk. Not like sometimes they will, organic acidemia and urea cycle disorder will tolerate up to 100 ml per kg also. Maybe a bit of high energy you need to give by AAMD. Or only high calorie diet which has only fat and carbohydrate. All the protein, it can be from breast milk itself, especially urea cycle and organic acidemia. Amino acid disorders only will need 50-50%. If you have to roughly remember, 50% of breast milk and 50% of special formula. So there are like, these are South Asian regional, genetics network, CERN network. So if you go over here, all guidelines are available. Okay, you don't have to break your head. This is a very rare condition I have not seen. So you can go to this website. There are frequently asked questions for the family. So every consensus statement has been made. 4 guidelines have come up till now. And there are also BIMDG guidelines, British Inherited Metabolic Disease Group guidelines, which also has guidelines for many conditions. Okay, there is Metabolic Diet app. This is a BIMDG guideline. The one tool, if anyone is interested in knowing about metabolic disorder, I would recommend you to go into this website and go to what is known as Temple tool. Okay, so the Temple tool is tool enabling metabolic parents learning, but beautiful tool for our own learning, pediatricians learning. Okay, if you are interested, you can go. Very simply, they have given all what is needed to know about metabolic disorders. So this is called as Temple tool. So they have given like picture format, PPT format, what is what in a very simple broken like language which is easily understandable by parents as well as for beginners. So what are the do's and don'ts? So you have to start on like once you keep milk per oral, 24 to 48 hours itself, little bit of protein you should start. Okay, so breast milk, you should not keep milk per oral for prolonged period. Breast milk should be given in quantified amount. You should not stop completely. Start on special formula only after confirmation of diagnosis. Thinking that it is MSUD, you cannot procure MSUD formula and give. You have to have a leucine level or MRA or MRS suggestive of MSUD. So don't start on, they are meant for specific conditions. MSUD means it is for MSUD only. So do not please start on any special formula without confirmation of diagnosis. Follow sick day regime. Okay, so these are do's and don'ts. So take home, dietary management is mainstay for IEM. They are, as I said, they are inseparable combos. You have to promote anabolism. Remember, breastfeeding is not contraindicated in all IEM. I keep saying this in many of the conferences, but still I get even now children with all perianal rash, protein energy deprivation, loss of hair because they stop the breast milk completely. Till now, I'm seeing a lot of referrals, very nutritionally deprived child, they will not grow, they will always be in catabolic. Then we blame the metabolic condition, that this metabolic condition only caused this. Whereas we have not done the appropriate thing of managing it. Okay. So again, team effort in terms of like nursing, doctor, dietitian, everyone should be involved for the outcome. Thank you.
One more take home message is that don't try to manage yourself. Please refer to mom. It's quite a difficult. I think this is only for your. This is only for your understanding the concept behind this and the problem behind it. It's really a dietitian who needs sort of extensive training to do that. So don't try to adjust the diet by yourself. So just for your understanding, this has been talked about. So once you diagnose, I think it's better to refer to Uma, and she has a set of dietitians where it can be handled.